What's up, everybody? We are back. John Della Rose here, the leading Hispanic voice in science fiction. Everybody's posting the hashtag May the 4th, May the 4th, May the 4th. Hashtag May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. It's the annual tradition of just a corporate marketing campaign where people just want you to talk about their corporate movie over and over again because Disney paid a lot of money for that franchise. They built their giant theme park, which they are not seeing any return on the revenue for. Even before this whole crisis started, it was a debacle where their Galaxy's Edge theme park wasn't doing for Disney what they thought it would do for Disney. And now they're all closed down, so it's going to be even worse. Well, I started thinking about this franchise for the May the 4th holiday here, just like I have for a long time. And it's been dead for a long time. Nobody really has that excitement for going and seeing the new movies anymore. There hasn't been anything truly great to come out of the franchise since the 80s. Of course, we've had some good books by Timothy Zahn, which they declared non-canon because they had a bunch of movie execs who were too lazy to pay attention to the source material that was made through those books. And there are some pretty good comics from Dark Horse Comics, again, which have been decanonized because people don't want to deal with that. And of course, we've had a pretty decent run for that Clone Wars TV show. But, honestly, just because it's set in that era where, you've got George Lucas's Attack of the Clones film, which was one of the worst movies ever made, it's really hard to connect with that and get into that like you would for literally any other space opera. Even though they did a pretty good job of making a serial pulp cartoon out of that, it still just has that untrue ringing feeling that accompanied those films. And so there really hasn't been anything worth celebrating on the level of a mass hysteria corporate hashtag since the 80s. That's a long time. That's a long time for nostalgia to keep going for 3 movies. And what it's really done is it's made an environment, and Disney's made this environment intentionally, and they're doing it with superheroes also, where you can't build new franchises of new content because people don't check it out unless it's got that brand on it. And that's the difficult part of being an independent author in this day and age, when everybody gets their Disney Plus subscription and goes and sees their Marvel movies or goes and sees their Star Wars movies. And the environment's such that it's just an uphill battle to get seen. And so, of course, that's why I'm not putting up any Star Wars content on the screen right here. That's why you just see my novel, Justified, Saga of the Nano Templar. I saw that there is a need for military science fiction space opera that doesn't have this brand, that doesn't have all the baggage attached to it, that I could build a world which is interesting, which has actual heroes who are doing the right thing, which has pious heroes, which has honorable heroes, which doesn't have that whole, let's make everything gray at this point. Let's make everybody related to Palpatine or Skywalker, right? I wanted to do something different with the concept because, you know what? Before these whole movies came about, there were books with laser swords. There were books with spaceships. There were books with alien fleets fighting each other. All these things existed and have existed since, the 1920s, 1930s, 1940s. And in a lot of ways, what George Lucas did was just attempt to homage a lot of those old pulp serials, the Flash Gordons of the world and things like that. And that's why it resonates, because he took the tropes from those and just made something that, when in a time where people were not really making or paying attention to those anymore. And that's what I did. I took the tropes from those and took the tropes from your Star Wars movie, and I turned them on their head and made something a lot better. This storyline resonates. This storyline has characters that develop, that change, that don't just go into their nihilistic deal like Luke Skywalker did in The Last Jedi travesty. None of that happens. It's about growth. It's about change. It's about bringing about a better world. And that is the essence of what a good story does, and what the essence of what a good space opera does. So I'll put that link down below. That's all I've got for today. I really don't have any other thoughts on the dead movie franchise that everybody is posting about over and over and over again today. I hope you guys will check this out. This is good stuff. I promise you. If you have not read my work before, this is a great place to start, because you're going to be thrilled with high action from start to finish. I'll be back on the flip side, guys. Let me know if you've read this. And of course, leave comments with that, because people will see what you thought of this series if you have, and that will help people make the decision to leave the fourth behind and move on to Justified, which is what I hope everyone will do today. I'll see you guys.